Today I'm building a Strava Montage app, but I'm not doing it alone. I'm going to be vibe coding with Claude Code to build this quickly. The goal is to let users connect to their Strava account and pull in their various activities, runs, biking sessions, swimming. From that, they can create a montage of those. And this is going to create like a reel for Instagram. So I'm going to be having it use Supabase, Tailwind, and Next.js and the Strava API. All right, so let's dive into it. The first thing you want to do is launch Claude in the project, the folder that you're going to be working. So you would install it, right? And then run the command Claude. Also, someone left a comment saying you can use this to basically allow the agent to just run whatever. So that's very useful because before, when I didn't know about this, I would have to just hit yes every time when it would prompt me and say, can I run this command? Can I run that command? And honestly, it was really annoying. If you step away for a second, then you come back, the agent has stopped and it's waiting for you to say yes. So this was super useful. Thanks to the guy that mentioned it in the comments. All right, so let's go in. And now, yeah, we don't have anything in this project. So the first thing is I'm going to be writing our product requirement document for it. I already have it. I created it in ChatGPT basically. So just going to copy that. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to have this file, this requirements file. So we'll just say requirements.md, and this is just instructing it on what it's going to be doing. You're helping me build a Strava Montage web app using Next.js, Supabase for auth storage DB, and Tailwind CS for styling. The goal is to let users connect their Strava account, select recent running activities, upload short videos, and generate a video montage that includes animated overlays of their runs. We'll start with an MVP that includes Strava OAuth, logging, and activity fetch, accessing the actual API, Supabase, user auth and storage, activity selection, you uploading personal video clips stored in Supabase, mock preview of a video montage, just basic HTML for now, no actual video rendering. And then, yeah, please suggest code in small testable steps, include file paths, explain where to place new code, and keep Tailwind class concise architecture. Yeah, and I don't know, so kickoff instructions, yeah, what to say in Claude, so we can just get rid of that. So I will now reference that document and start building the app step by step. So Claude MD would be the documentation for it. It should document what it's doing, how things work, so then future AI agents can reference that. It's creating a to-do now. Set up Next.js app router with TypeScript, configure Tailwind, set up Supabase, create folder structure, set up Supabase auth with email sign-in and auth support, Java OAuth placeholder, and you create Claude MD file. So it's just going off and doing that. We'll let that run. This can honestly take to 20 minutes. Let's see what it does. Okay, we can see it started writing code. Seems like it's creating it manually because it wasn't able to run the Next.js command, which I don't like. So maybe should stop it, but I guess it's fine. We'll see. Just let it do its thing. You can see here, it tried to run this command, but then it needed a prompt and then it timed out after 2 minutes. I will just let it continue. Okay, so this is what it has left me with. The base setup has been completed. So set up our Next.js app, Tailwind, Supabase integration. So the app now has landing page with auth form for new users, dashboard view for authenticated users with Strava, environmental variable, database schema, and then yeah, it's just telling me what I need to continue. So to run an npm install and an npm run dev. So let's go do that. So this is our code that it produced. Okay, and yeah, we're getting this error. We have to configure Supabase. So let's get that going. It's one of the things I love using Claude Code for is to be able to set up various infrastructure things like Supabase locally. I can create a Docker container and get that working for me. Otherwise, I'd have to go reference the documentation and figure out how to do that. You can see it's doing that now. I didn't have Supabase installed, so it's even installing it on my system. I got Supabase running locally, so now it's starting creating the database, and then it's going to update the environmental variables for me. It's set up Supabase, so let's see now we can access it. All right, we got Supabase. Do we have our tables? Yeah, activities. Okay, and we have our application running now. So Strava Montage. Create amazing video montages from your Strava activities. Connect your account, select activities, and generate personalized video montages. So does the sign up work? Yeah, that works. Now let's move on to the connect with Strava functionality. Implement Strava OAuth flow. Okay, you'll need to create a Strava developer account, create an app to get your Strava client ID and client secret. So we'll do that. I will go to Strava, getting started, create a manager app, call it Strava Montage, social motivation. Need to give it an authorization callback. So we'll give it this. I'll just give it my company website. All right, now we got our client secret and my access token. So we'll add that. Okay, so I now have the Strava credentials in my environment file. Now we can proceed with the integration. So it's going to be creating API routes and then update the UI to connect with Strava. So yeah, I guess it's going to use Next.js backend for this. Yeah, it just finished. So it is now running and it says the Strava connection has been made and it should show my activities. Okay, so let's see if that works. All right, okay, gotta log in again. Okay, so connect with Strava, authorize Montage to connect to Strava, view data about your public profile, view data about your private activities, hit authorize. Okay, now I need to refresh. Running activities found. So yeah, we're getting that error. Error caching Strava activities, no valid Strava access token. So something's wrong. We'll give the error message to our prompt here. The issue is the Strava functions are trying to access environment variables that aren't available in the client context. Okay, so it fixed the issue. Let's see if it worked. All right, there they are. That's so cool. Let's move on to the next step, creating activity selection UI component. Okay, so now I've created the montage functionality. So now I can select my various runs, hit create montage, the montage creator coming soon. I noticed one issue though is that it only imported 20 activities, which is not great. Maybe that's a limitation on Strava's API. I hope not, but let's see. It was limited to 20 from 50 to 100 activities. It'd be ideal if there was a date range. Someone would probably want to import from a date potentially, but also it'd be nice if we have some preset options like import from last 90 days, import from last year, whatnot. Now it's done. So it has this sync activities by date range. So let's do last year. So it didn't seem like last year worked. It only imported 100. I should have more than that. So it didn't work. Something's wrong. It has to implement paging to be able to get all the activities. It'll iterate and go through all the pages. So let's see if that works. All right, giving me a compiler error. Fix that. Let's try that now. So last year, sync activities. All right, 244 running activities out of 316 total activities. But I still don't see all of them. There's only 100. But in the I only see 100 activity. After I did the import, it said there was like over 200. So it didn't update the paging on the front end. So it's only getting the 100 in the front end. Okay, there we go. And I wonder if it can show the map. Okay, we got the map now. Doesn't look that good. And I think in general, the UI is like very crowded, I find. I can ask if it can make it a bit better. You improve the layout. So it's a bit better now. So let's move on to the next task, which is creating the actual montage itself. This is probably the harder functionality to implement, trying to produce a real video and stitch together all those different routes. We can't use Strava's, but we can try to reproduce something similar where we show the run details and then the map. Okay, so it says now can create montage preview, but it's a mock. See what that looks like. Create video montage. Combine your activities with personal videos to create an amazing montage. I just want to stitch together a bunch of screenshots, basically. I want to clarify some of the functionality. I basically just want a timeline where they can add their activities, and then it's going to be a slideshow of all the different activities. But then for the activity, they could upload an image, and then the image would be under the actual route information that they did, like their stats, the distance, the pace, whatnot. So yeah, just going to give it that prompt here, and we'll see how it will handle that. Now it's done. Let's try this again. Select a few runs. Yeah, we should have a way to select the last 30 runs or something, because this will be tedious. All right, create reel, then we can drag and drop. Not working. All right, we've got a bug. Just gonna ask it, can you add functionality to select activity in ranges like last 10 or 20 or 30, as selecting many is very tedious. Okay, cool. So quick select last 30. All right, then create reel, and then yeah, can add these, but the drag and drop doesn't work. Only works for the first one. And then you can click this though. That's cool. Oh wow, I like that. The image needs to be better, the route, but we can tweak that for sure. And there's no pace. We need the pace for sure, so people know how fast you are. It's a pretty cool start. Now let's fix this bug. It would also be nice if you could drag or add them all adding them individually is annoying. The drag and drop isn't working after I add the first activity. I can't second. Also, there should be a way to bulk add a bunch to the timeline. So let's have it try and fix that for me. Okay, should have fixed it. So drag and drop fix, duplicate prevention. Oh, that's good. So let's see if it works. Okay, now it's working. And added this plus button. That's pretty cool. All right. They are going horizontal. That's not really good. Should probably be vertical. Okay, so I had to tweak it a bit. Just wanted it to be vertical. So now it's a lot better. And yeah, we can add these. So let's see if this works. So I can add a image. Oh, that's cool. So yeah, that's me. What about a video now? Okay, I just want to see if we can make it look a bit cooler, like the preview. Can you make the preview look more Strava and also add the pace to activities? Let's see if it will come up with something a bit better. And yeah, I don't think we need the map actually here. Should be a way to hide the map and just show the route like Strava does it. They show the route and then the stats. I want to add an option where they can hide the map and just show the route outline. Yeah, this is very crowded. I'll say the stats are also very crowded. Break onto a new line. So we'll make some tweaks to make that look good. Okay, so did that. Show map tiles, route only mode, enhance route styling, toggle control. Still kind of looks like shit. Here, I can hide this, but now it doesn't even show the route. The show map tile hides the route though. We want a route outline, just no map in the background, basically. And what else? And the stats in the preview is still very crowded. Okay, so yeah, just gonna have it try and actually improve that because it didn't really work. Like now the map just completely hides the route, and I want to see the route, just not the map in the background. And then the stats are still very crowded. So let's have it go and tweak that. Okay, so fix that. Let's see what we got. It's a bit better. Still not showing the route though. Oh, wait. Show map tiles. Route always shows. It's not working. Maybe it could be this is the issue. Let's give it that and see if it can fix it. Okay, let's see if it's working. Show route map. Okay, it's still not working. It's still not working. The route never shows on its own. It'd be nice if the user can drag and drop this as well. And this should probably be transparent. They should also be able to change the font and whatnot. Yeah, I think this is what we want to go for. How do we tell it to do this now? Okay, let's work through this. I can give this to ChatGPT and then have it write a prompt for me. Can you write a prompt for this? So yeah, I'm just going to take this image because this is what I want, like this kind of sleek overlay with just the stats and then the route. So let me have ChatGPT extract this and then write a nice prompt for it to guide Claude code on the Strava stats overlay in this style. All right, let's try this. What did it come up with though? Is this working? All right, this still is working. We don't want this, but let's see what it comes up with now. The one thing annoying about Claude code is you can't give it images. Cursor you can, which is really nice. All right, still not getting the vibe. Show route map. Okay, but the route still has a background. We simply want the route outline, the route with nothing. Okay, no, want the route overlaid. There we go. That's what I wanted. I should count down the number of runs. And you also add a countdown of the number of runs. Also, the format is terrible. Stats show vertically on top of each other and be smaller and reduce the font. So, okay, that's better. But yeah, the route still is getting in the way. And there still has a background. Can you the route under? Okay, so move this between the moving time and the run count. I don't know why it says this. In run, can you get rid of this? Can you get rid of the run icon and text as well? Still has that white border and the trophy. Also, the route still has a white border. Now the run count is overlaying with the date. This is crazy how fast we're working. Still overlap a bit. Can you make the route slightly bigger and more sharp? It's too fuzzy, I find. All right, it's not much better. Now this is not fitting within. Now the total mileage is falling off, is not the preview box. There is also a lot of padding between the route and its text that should be reduced. Yeah, we can get rid of that. And you get rid the start and stop circle on the route, and again try to make the route look a bit sharper. Okay, there we go. Still not sharp. Make it sharper. I feel like it's one of those Instagram memes where they give the AI a prompt and they're like, make it more and make it more. Yeah, still fuzzy. I find there's still a lot of padding. I find it still not very sharp when I compare it to other platforms. Their routes look a lot better. Could it be because they use less GPS points from the route? I'm just trying to figure out like how these other platforms have it more sharp. It's probably using the GPS data, right, to create all these different points to make the line. So maybe we're using too many points and that's why. So I want to see what it says. Yeah, we will see. You're absolutely right. Likely too many GPS points creating a fuzzy appearance. Most platforms simplifies downsample the GPS data for cleaner visuals. Yeah, that makes sense because a GPS sensor takes your position, and I guess Strava is sending us a lot of positions, and we realistically don't need that many to produce the route, so you can cut some out. Too many GPS points creating a noisy appearance. I've implemented route simplification logic using this guy's algorithm. That's pretty cool. Still not good. My God, it is still quite fuzzy. How come? Yeah, this is not. Can you increase the route size a bit and reduce padding between the text a bit more? So can you reduce the stroke size as well? There's a sharp points on the actual route. It should look very smooth. Okay, that's better. That's a lot better. So reduce the stroke width down from 4 to 2.5. Smooth line, so made it round for more smoother joins. That's much better. Wow, I like that so much better. The text could be made better too. Can you actually have a timeline setting where they can configure font size and whether and if it should AM or mile? Provide a few high quality font size. Okay, so now we have some small improvements. So they can change the font size. This is way too big. You don't need this much space. But yeah, they can customize it a bit. So large doesn't even fit, extra large. And they can change different fonts. So yeah, just gonna have it increase the slide settings with a bit too small. And you increase it, the timeline width is too much. Also, the large and extra large font size causes the text to go outside the container. Okay, yeah, give it more room. Be nice if this was fixed as well or something. Or the timeline settings should be somewhere else. Can you make it so the timeline settings is somewhere else and that the slide settings would be fixed in place so the user can always see it when they are scrolling through their activities? You have to click this, then go all the way up. This should be fixed in place ideally. And this they don't really need here. Can go like up here or somewhere probably, or over there. Okay, I went ahead and fixed some layout issues in the application, but yeah, and then I had it actually implement the create reel functionality. So added this library fmpeg integration for client-side video processing. This is what will make the video from all the images. So timeline to video, progress tracking, integration, how it works. So user creates timeline by clicks generate reel. This starts the initializing, slide images generated, background video process. I'll be quite impressed if it can do this because yeah, this is quite complex stuff. So we'll see. So let's hit generate reel. I don't know if this is going to work. Generating, wow, it even added, looks like a bug. Yeah, obviously some bug. We'll have it try to fix that.